everyone, and welcome to our digital camp series. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Deadeye.
And we're going to take you
on an adventure. The rules of our game are really quite simple. All you have to do is watch the video, click on your answer, and then suffer the consequences.
At times, you'll be prompted to pause the video and complete a task. Be sure to follow all of the instructions given. Always keep a scrap of paper and writing implement handy to keep track of results.
Each day we'll have a series of projects that you'll have to complete, either physical or creative. They'll have a point score associated with it, and you can post your scores in the comments section. Remember to include any minuses you might have suffered through dungeons. And this is all on the honor system, so don't cheat. You'll only be cheating yourself.
For end of chapter points, add up all of your bonuses, then subtract any penalties, and the result is your total chapter score.
Now that that's out of the way, we can get on with our adventure.
Chapter 1 Unexpected Allies. Oak Island, present day. Sir Poliver, Esquire. Sending a letter to Key West. Distracted Poliver breaks something important. Meanwhile, at the Key West office.
Well, it sure is good to be back home in Key West.
Hi, home is where the heart is. Key West is my favorite place on earth.
Though I do miss leaving behind Central America. What an amazing place that was.
And amazing people. You know what astonished me most about them was all their contributions to the modern world. Things like popcorn, chocolate, rubber, and Zero. They really were quite amazing.
Whoa!
What's this?
Looks like a letter.
That's a big letter.
Oh, it appears to be a letter from Poliver.
Indeed it is.
He's up in Oak Island looking for treasure and needs our help.
Our help? Looking for treasure? Ah, it sounds delightful. Where is he?
But it's in Oak Island.
Oak Island. Oh, just south of Halifax. I've heard of Oak Island.
Yeah, but that's a cursed treasure.
Aye, a curse.
I mean, aren't they all? But yeah, there's supposed to be a pretty heavy curse guarding the treasure.
Sounds intriguing. Why on earth would Poliver go there?
I imagine he wasn't aware of the curse. Alright, wanna go looking for treasure?
Sounds like an adventure. I'm ready.
Let's go!
Ha!
our dynamic duo flies to Oak Island looking for treasure.
Hey, Kevin,
Yeah.
what's this about Knights Templar and Oak Island?
I happen to know a bit about that. You see,
It's believed by many that around 1307, Knights Templar sailed west with a vast treasure. They were trying to keep it safe from the many groups trying to steal it, and so far it seems they were successful. While the Templars were all hunted down by their enemies, their treasure has never been found. Various artifacts have been found on Oak Island since the 1700s, some of which point to the Knights Templar. Other theories suggest that Captain Kidd, the famous pirate, buried his treasure on Oak Island before being sent off for judgment in England. Either way, people have been searching Oak Island for treasure for hundreds of years, but every time they get close to finding something, horrible things happen. So far, 6 people have died searching for the treasure, and legend says that a 7th must die for the treasure to be found. Hence the name of the popular show, The Curse of Oak Island.
and that's everything I know about Oak Island.
Fantastic! Knights and treasure, an abundance of treasure. Oh, I can't wait to get there.
Don't forget the curse.
Alright, well, here we are. Hey, how'd you get those past security?
You don't want to know. Let's go treasure hunting. I wonder where Polliver is.
No idea. I just see him anyway.
Said he'd be here. Okay, well, let's look around. Find this treasure.
Ooh, what's this? Broken artifact. Oh,
Strange fur. Check this out.
oh my goodness, that's not from around here.
No.
Oh, that's the worst body odor I've ever smelled. Ah, I knew it was not from around here. Look, this speck of dirt. Now I know my dirt, and that can only be from one location in the entirety of North America.
Where's that?
The Pacific Northwest. Well, actually right around Portland or so. Close enough.
All right, what about this?
This looks to me like it's some sort of archaic era Native American artifact. Probably religious in some
But
way.
finds instead a broken tablet and strange
Take this
fur.
back to the lab, have it analyzed immediately.
No, I think this is a Sasquatch.
I think this is clay.
Using info from the fur, they fly to Seattle to find their friend.
Kevin,
Yeah,
what's this business about that piece of fur that you found? Did you say something about Sasquatch?
I mean, that's what it smelled like.
Well, according to this book I've been reading, Sasquatch is a very precarious fellow. You seem to be a well-versed person on the subject. What can you tell me about Bigfoot?
I'll give you a quick breakdown. You see,
Sasquatch, or Bigfoot, has been described as a large humanoid between 6 and 9 feet tall, covered in hair ranging from black to brown to red depending on sighting reports. While reported primarily in North America, these creatures have been seen all over the world, from Argentina to Mount Everest. In fact, every state in the country has a Bigfoot sighting except for one, Rhode Island. But I have my theories about that one. To most native tribes, Sasquatch is not a myth or story, but is just another creature that they live with in harmony. While many campers report having rocks thrown near their campsites by mysterious howling creatures, natives have reported living mostly peacefully with Bigfoot, although they have reported the creatures occasionally steal from fishing nets.
So, yeah, that's everything I know about Bigfoot.
Oh, that is interesting. Thank you very much for that.
I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Seattle. Gloomy.
Physical challenge.
Run in place as long as Deadeye is running.
Oh no, here they come!
Run!
Go!
Oh no! I'm caught!
+1 point, or keep running for more
Hello there.
points.
Oh, you must be Chinooks. Wait, I got this. Here it is. Nika Latet Patel Lepoin.
I'm sure it is, man.
Oh, no, I have got this. It says Nika Latet Paddle Lepoin.
Yes, we are sure that it is.
Go sit up, man.
What are you doing in our woods?
Wait, you speak English?
It's 2020, man, yeah.
All right then. You see, gentlemen, we're on an adventure or a quest to find a good friend of ours who seems to have been kidnapped by one Big Foot. I'm not certain if you've ever heard of him. Big, tall feller, lots of hair, very large feet. Happen to know where we can find one?
Yes.
Yes, you do. Excellent.
The Sasquatch. He lives 2 blocks east of here.
2 blocks east. I thought it would go more difficult than that.
Nope. 2 blocks east.
Oh. All right then. Cheerio.
+5 points if you kept running.
Oh, Professor!
Good to see you, Kevin. I've got good news. Fancy should run into each other.
Yeah, isn't it?
We know where to look for Bigfoot.
Oh. Okay, should I still be running?
What are you running for?
I thought we were running.
No. We stopped running hours ago.
Alright, well, it's getting dark. We should probably make camp and then look for him tomorrow.
Aye, very good. All right, let's collect our gear and find us a good spot.
Sounds good.
So they made camp for the night, and Kevin told the tale. You want to hear a Bigfoot story, eh? So there I was in the heart of the deep woods of Maine. We were looking for a large bear that had been spotted in the area causing trouble. Reports had it standing over 12 feet tall. I was sitting on a tree stump when I noticed something, or rather, the lack of something. See, normally there's birds chirping and squirrels skipping around and all, but suddenly there was none of that. The woods went quiet. I glanced around slowly, but didn't see anything suspicious. Then came the smell. It was something between a skunk and a sewer. It was foul, and I'd never smelled anything like it before or since. I froze. Things got so quiet I could hear my own heartbeat. And then crash! A tree crashes down in the forest 100 feet from me. Then another crash 50 feet away. Another 20 feet. The smell and the crashing sound getting stronger and louder as it closed in, closer and closer until it went away. I never heard it leave. It never made a sound. But I knew it was gone bit by bit as the birds started chirping again and the squirrels started skipping and that horrible, awful smell went away. I never saw it, but I've always thought that maybe, just maybe, it was a Bigfoot.
That was a really scary story, man.
I agree. Too scary to be true. In fact, Bigfoot is nothing more than a legend. As I have always said, it's a myth and mythology. Therefore, your entire story is preposterous rubbish.
Hey!
Where's our friend?
Whoa, man. I was digging for treasure with that guy over on Oak Island. I go to get sandwiches, come back, next thing I know he's broken a seal. The earth starts shaking, so we started heading here, but he disappeared. If you want to know what's going on and fix it, you gotta go see the giant lady in Blythe. She'll know what to do. So it looks like we're off to Blythe.
Aye, it's a good long distance, too. Don't forget your gear.
Got it all right here.
Good man.
Now, which way's south? That way? No, this way.
Make up your mind, man.
No, it's this way.
And so they headed to Blythe, California, to find the giant lady.
Giant lady, huh? Kevin, stop. He said giant lady. Now, of course, we know that there's no such thing as giants, and those who profess there are usually out of their minds. So, it is my firm belief that it must be something else that he means when he says giant lady. Now, Blythe. What I do know about Blythe is this is where there's a very unusual phenomenon that we find in the desert. It's called geoglyphs. Geoglyphs are an absolutely gigantic ancient form of land art. The famous Blythe and Taglios complex is only one of many large geoglyphic sites to be found along the southern Colorado River and into the Colorado Desert. This area features over 100 geoglyphic images of birds, snakes, mountain lions, mythical beasts, and geometric signs. Up to 60 of those geoglyphs are gigantic human figures that measure from 95 feet tall to 171 feet tall. Now, no native group today has claimed to know who built these sites or why. The term intaglios indicates that the site is not just a geoglyph, but rather it is a tomb or burial mound with geoglyphs on or around it. Many of the geoglyph sites in North America are also intaglios, including some of the famous mound builder sites located in the eastern woodlands. At the Blythe Intaglios site, we find 2 giant spirals, 2 four-legged beasts, and 3 large human shapes. Experts have interpreted, or at least have guessed, that the 2 smaller human figures, each measuring about 18 feet, are depictions of the famous warrior twins, Mastemo and Qatar, from the ancient creation legends, a story that is prominent throughout Mesoamerica. The other human geoglyph at Blythe is a 75-foot tall giant with an equally giant mountain lion companion. Aside from all that, the place is a mystery.
Professor, what's this?
Oh my! Those look like petroglyphs. Petroglyphs are very much like geoglyphs, only smaller, and they tell a story.
Pause the video, decode the message before continuing. great mountain woman, wise spirit. The blithe Intaglios. Roll a six-sided die. Rolled a 3 to 6, dodged. 1 or a 2, -1 to your next roll.
Professor, you smell that?
Oh, that's poison gas! Mask up, quick!
Now, what do you suppose this is?
Oh! That must be that crystal we were looking for. Go ahead and wait. I don't think you touch it.
It doesn't look like it's aligned right. You can see like a prism bulb through there.
Looks like it will fit just right perfect. Well, since it looks like it actually does fit, maybe it actually does go. Oh, wait. Not sure yet. Alright. Oh, wait. No. Alright. It looks fine to me.
You want to step out of here or something?
Better off staying together.
Let's get out of here. Run!
The giant lady of Blythe.
You have woken me from a long slumber. I thank you. But this must mean the ancient seal has been broken. The magic of the seal kept the giants asleep. Long ago, people in all the regions fell out of balance and began living in destructive ways. The evil giants took this opportunity to take over, and the land and the people suffered greatly. So, the 7 grandparents came together with a single child and taught them things like love, respect, bravery, truth, honesty, humility, and wisdom. They taught the child that each lesson must be used with the others, for without one of the teachings in your heart, you welcome its opposite. Once the child had learned the grandparent teachings, they were sent forth to bring those lessons to all of the tribes. They brought those lessons with them to each new tribe, and soon the people once again came together to live in harmony. This is all I know of the story. For the rest, you must visit the nearby Paiute tribe, who long ago battled against the evil giants. Here, take this dream catcher. It will keep you safe in your dreams, and the Paiute will not trust you, as you are outsiders. So show them these as proof that you have spoken with me.
Intelligence check.
Oh, how exciting, Kevin! We've been sent to meet the Paiute people. They happen to be one of the oldest traditions in all of North America. They can trace their roots all the way back into the first migrations into North America. You know, they crossed over from Alaska. Anyway, they call it the ancient archaic traditions. The desert archaic tradition, to be exact. When everyone got here, they all went their different ways. All the different peoples traveled to and fro and settled in all the different places all about North America, and they changed over time. Some built pueblos, some built great mounds, others just kind of hung out where they were. Thus was the Paiute, here in the Great Basin Desert, where to you and me, it looks like there's nothing, but they had plenty.
The Great Basin tribes were mostly hunter-gatherer, nomadic people whose lifestyle required easy mobility in order to cope with the radically changing seasons and the desert's scarce resources. The use of pottery was uncommon, probably because pottery is heavy, which makes it very inconvenient to haul across a desert. Instead, they became experts in basket weaving, as a basket would certainly weigh less than ceramics. It didn't take long for them to become famous for their amazing baskets that were so well made they could even hold water. In fact, the desert cultures became so skilled that an entire stretch of their history is called the basket weaver tradition. They did not develop agriculture, nor farming, nor did they build, and only a few temporary trade settlements were ever established. This is because, we believe, they prospered as they were and did not need to change. But change did come, however, as they did come in contact with their neighbors, and these societies gained some influence through trade and war. This can be observed in the changes we see in the Bannock and Eastern Shoshone people who adopted the horse. Along with the horse came a blending of desert archaic and plains traditions.
Intelligence check.
So, as you can see, I'm really quite impressed with the Great Basin Desert archaic tradition. The people were truly, truly amazing, and I am indeed a scholar of these things, so you should always trust what the scholars tell you.
Deadeye, it's the Paiute.
Hey, what are you doing on our land?
Look, we met the giant lady. She gave us the beads off of her pinky fingernail.
Oh, now, where did you get that?
From the giant lady.
Let me see. Hey, that's the real thing, these guys. Do you have the other thing?
Professor's got it right there.
And so our heroes were welcomed by the Paiute, who listened to their story and then told their own. Long ago, the giants woke up and started taking everything they could from all of the villages. People went hungry and were suffering greatly, and so they came together as one and used their magics to make a wheel and a clay seal to put the giants to sleep. The bravest of them all, a child, then took the clay tablet all the way to an island of oak and placed it in a deep hole, never to be found again. When the seal was placed, the giants went to sleep, saving all of the villagers. Unfortunately, the great wheel was lost in Lovelock Cave during all of the ensuing struggles. The people then gathered and placed great mounds of earth over the giants in case they ever woke again. You two must go into Lovelock Cave and find the wheel to help restore order.
What a wonderful story.
That's amazing. Giants. Giants? Why is everyone so afraid about giants? There's no giants.
Come on, Professor.
Alright.
Off to Lovelock Cave to recover the magic wheel. However,
Professor, the sky is falling.
Well, it's not actually the whole sky. Looks like it's just the sun, which is actually a very small part of it.
Just the sun.
Well, it's not the whole sky.
It's kind of an important part of it, though.
So how do we solve this one? A falling sun? I don't think there's any solution for that in any science that I know of. The Paiute. They say that it happened before, according to their legends. What did they do? You know, I really don't know. Perhaps we'll find a clue somewhere here in their legends. Perhaps one of their stories or something.
You know, I've heard of a story. This whole situation reminds me of the story of the spider and the sun. Long ago, the sun fell to the earth, but there were no people to bring it back up, so it fell upon the animals. They all gathered around, but some of them thought they could get it done on their own without the help of anybody else. So the possum showed up with its great big fluffy luxurious tail and said, "I will carry the sun on my tail." And so he placed it onto his tail and attempted to climb the great sky ladder to place the sun. But no, the sun was too hot, and it burned the possum's tail, and that is why it looks so thin and rat-like now. Next came the buzzard, or the vulture, with its great, beautiful, luxurious head of hair, and it said, "I will carry the sun upon my head." And so he placed the sun upon his head and tried to fly up into the sky, but the sun was too hot, and it burned him, and that is why the vulture looks like it does now. No hair on its head. Then came Grandmother Spider, very wise. She saw the sun was too hot, and so she made a great clay bowl for it to sit in, so that it would not burn her. And then she made a great web up in the sky, and placed it up attached to all the different stars, and it made the Milky Way. And then she took the sun in the bowl and climbed up into the sky and placed the sun in her web, saving the Earth for all time. That is, until now.
Professor, I've got it. They're basket weavers, right?
Right?
Well, let's use their culture to solve that problem. Let's make a racket.
What? A loud noise? How's the noise gonna help?
No, come with me.
Physical challenge. 50 jumping jacks.
Well done, Grandma. But can you make more of these? Excellent. We need 3 times this. Good. Thank you. Ahoy, Kevin! We got the net done!
All right, the racket's done.
That was a lot of work. Now what? What was your plan?
Great Basin saved. And finally to Lovelock Cave.
Well, Lovelock Cave, Professor. Do you think there'll be giants?
Giants? Oh, good heavens, no. Why would there be giants? There's no such thing as giants.
The Paiute told me that they fought giants long ago and sealed them up in this cave.
Well, now, there are old stories and news articles. There are people going into caves like Lovelock and finding the skeletons of enormous human beings. Some of them 7 feet, some of them 15 feet, sometimes more. However, each and every time, it's been proven to be an hoax. Absolute hoax, an absolute fraud.
So we shouldn't have to worry about giants.
No, definitely not.
Okay. Well, looks like a dead end here.
It's all blocked off. Looks like an old cave-in.
Well, maybe we can find a side passage.
Let's have a better look at this.
Professor, over here.
Oh. Quick, hide.
They're filling up the whole area. What are they filling it with? Their smell. Oh, we're gonna have to sneak past them.
With that awful stench. How are you gonna stay quiet?
What? What's this?
Ooh, looks like some kind of door. Oh, writing. Looks like it's ancient script of some kind. I wonder what it says. I get the feeling we shouldn't be here.
Well, we've got to keep moving, and this is the only way through. I'm opening it.
Oh, no, wait! Oh my goodness, that was close!
It's coming. We gotta make a decision now. What do we do? Swing!
Leia? Really? Princess Leia? Why do I look like Princess Leia?
Best the editor can do.
Puny humans, you have come into my cave. Now you must choose. Cruddy wooden medicine wheel or vast treasure. Ooh. Which will you take?
Whoa, look at all that treasure, Professor.
My goodness, that is oodles and mountains. Imagine all the expeditions we could find, the adventures we could have.
The research we could grant.
The museum would be so excited.
This doesn't feel right, though.
Almost does feel like a trap of some sort, doesn't it?
Almost every treasure I've seen like that is cursed. I've seen Aladdin. Now, we came here for the wheel. Let's just get the wheel.
I concur. That was my wheel!
So much for that theory, Professor. No giants?
Don't rub it in! Wait, Kevin, wait! What? Good heavens! Can you hear that? That sounds horrible. We can't just leave them.
Moral dilemma. Save yourself or rescue the giants.
Yeah, it's true. I wouldn't want to die in a hole like that. Let's go back for him.
Yes, sir.
Here, grab that pole. Come on through! Save yourselves!
A few moments later.
Yeah, so, we were totally gonna eat you, but, sorry about that.
Alright then.
What were you saying about vegetables?
Giants rescued and medicine wheel recovered. Back to the Paiute with the wheel. But first... Craft alert! For this craft, we'll be making a basic medicine wheel that we're going to be adding to throughout the adventure. Start with a clean, clear workspace. Grab your paper plate and these 4 colors: yellow, red, black, and white. If your plate is white like mine, you won't need the white color. Starting with your paper plate, fold it in half side to side. You may need to use both hands, and a trick is to line up the edges of the plate before pressing down. Now, open up your folded plate and fold it in half top to bottom. It's okay if your plate gets crinkled up, you can always press it back into place. Open your plate back up and press out all the crinkles. Now, using a black color, I'm going to color in the fold lines, but only on the inside of the plate, not the rim. Try not to shake the table too much when you do this. Now we have 4 different sections or quadrants to color in. Now it's time to move on to the rim. Starting on the top right side, I'm going to color in the rim using yellow. The colors we use for the rim are very important as they represent the different seasons of the year. That's right, everything about the medicine wheel has a purpose and a story. Yellow represents spring, birth, the eagle, and the east. The bottom right section is going to be red, representing summer, love, the buffalo, and the south. The bottom left section is going to be black and represents autumn, emotions, the bear, and the west. And the top left section is going to be white, representing winter, spiritual beliefs, the wolf, and the north. Since the plate is already white, didn't need to color that one in. Alright, now that we've got the rim fully colored, let's get our wheel facing the right way. White at the top, yellow at the right, red at the bottom, and black on the left. At this point, you're going to need the rest of your colors, and it's entirely up to you as to what you want to draw in each section. Don't feel like you need to copy me, I'm just drawing my own idea for the project, and you'll see it change as I go. I'll be starting with the yellow section, and since it represents spring, I'm going to add an orange sun, which I will regret later. Moving on to the red section, representing summer, I'm going to add some grass and stumble onto the idea of putting the sun in the center of the plate. I add a couple people outside working, and move on to the black section representing autumn. I liked the idea of putting the sun at the center, so I changed colors slightly to help represent the changing season, then went back to the yellow section and added a second sun, now placing us on Tatooine in a galaxy far, far away. I added some flowers to the yellow section, I know I'm jumping all over the place, and then go back to the black section to add a tree with falling leaves. Moving on to the white section, I add a blue sun to help represent winter, and put in an igloo for the north. And that's it. My wheel is done, for now. We'll be adding to it along the adventure, so be sure to keep your work handy as you play along. Great job, and now back to the adventure.
Great Paiute people, we have returned from Lovelock Cave with the Great Medicine Wheel. Now what?
You must bring it to the Crow at the Great Medicine Wheel in the Bighorn Mountains.
Well, why didn't you tell us that before?
We didn't trust you before, but you have proven yourself, so you may go.
Fair enough. Alright, we'll see you, Paiute.
Well, Kevin, what we need to do next is establish a headquarters. But not just any headquarters, a special, extra secure headquarters.
Alright, where were you thinking?
Well, there's this old military base I used to never work at that's so top secret And even I don't remember where exactly it was, and I'll never admit to having worked there.
Oh, where's that?
The famous Area 51. That's right. And no, there are no aliens. And no giants either.
Well, no giants. I like that.
And so our heroes entered a base that doesn't exist to stay safe from a monster that doesn't exist.
Yeah, good thing this medicine wheel fits in my haversack of holding.
It is amazing.
So this is Area 51.
Ah, yes. The most famous top secret facility ever not built anywhere.
Hey guys.
And of course, there's no aliens.
So this is Area 51.
Indeed it is, and on brand new headquarters.
Reminds me of home.
Looks just like it, doesn't it? The same as our headquarters in Key West, Hong Kong, and Cairo.
Don't forget Mexico City, too.
Indeed, indeed. So, now that we're here, what next?
Well, I think we need to think about the different regions that we're going to have to solve. All those problems. Not to mention the different giants that are out there. Now, it was mentioned that mounds got built on top of them, so if we just had a map with all the mounds on it.
Indeed we do. Alright then, mound builders.
Gee, Professor, sure looks like there's a lot of mounds on that map.
Indeed there are. In fact, you can find mounds all the way from the Great Lakes south to the Gulf of Mexico. In fact, the entire Eastern Woodlands tradition was mound-building cultures. Now, of course, they eventually disappeared before the Europeans ever made contact, so to this day, their origins remain a mystery. Now, if you'll join me in the lab, I would like to demonstrate to you on a series of graphs and charts that we have acquired concerning the study and the existence of actual giants.
I thought they didn't exist.
They don't, but we have all the information you'll ever want to know about them. Now, what we know for certain is the fact that several Native American tribes all have legends concerning the existence of giants. The Paiutes, the Iroquois, the Omahas, and many others all have these types of legends. But of course, we have always disregarded this as pure legend. However, over the last 100 years here in America, several people have either accidentally or gone searching for giants and have found many, many examples of giant remains throughout the land. These skeletons have been found from coast to coast, and some of them bear very, very strange features like elongated skulls, horns, or double rows of teeth. And of course, this too we've disregarded as absolute rubbish. So the top 10 giant discoveries in North America are as follows. Good. The 7-foot-tall giant skeleton found at the Serpent Mound in Ohio. And in West Virginia, the Crescent Mound, featuring a 7-foot 2-inch giant. Iowa Mounds, yes, Iowa Mounds is 7 foot 6 inches. Now these don't seem like giants, just really tall people. 7 foot is no big deal, it's like football or something. Oh, next one. 8 feet in Missouri, a place called Steelville. That's starting to get up there. Right. Miamisburg, Ohio, another one in Ohio. There's a lot of mounds in Ohio, this one measuring in at 8.5 feet tall. Oh, here's San Diego, California, the place I grew up. The one found right there in my own backyard, 8 foot 4 inches. And there's more. On the islands just off the coast of the beach I used to play at, Catalina Island features a 9 foot 2-inch monstrosity that towered above everyone who found it. Back east to the Ozark Mountains, we find Beaver Lake. Beaver Lake, featuring a 10 foot tall giant skeleton. Next, back to California. Glorious California, wonderful place, lots of great things there. Is a 12-footer at Lompoc Rancho. Now, this one was extraordinary, but weren't they all? And finally, last and not least, at number 10, we find West Hickory, Pennsylvania, and the largest skeletal remains found in North America at the whopping altitude of 18 feet tall. That's one big fella. Now, these are not the only giants found throughout the world. In fact, much larger ones have been found elsewhere, including the world's largest human skeleton ever found in Carthage, which is in North Africa, measuring at about 35 feet. So, of course, there are thousands of others that have been found, but somehow, all of the remains have gone missing, and any evidence of them has also disappeared. This makes believing the stories about giants incredibly difficult to believe. However, in light of the fact that there are so many stories, so many photos, and so much evidence mounting up, I've decided to collect our staff and get everybody researching the subject. And what we have done is compiled a map. A map that shows every single giant legend or story repeated or reported throughout the country. Oh my goodness! They're everywhere! What are we gonna do? We're doomed!
Pause the video at any time. As always, start with a clean, clear workspace. A paper plate, colored pencils, crayons, or markers, string, yarn, or ribbon, tape, and our most dangerous item, scissors. Be sure to get permission before using scissors, and if you don't feel comfortable using them, ask an adult for help. We're going to start by coloring in the rim. I found it easier to do now before we cut out the center of the plate, but you can hold off and color it in later if you want. While I'm time-lapse coloring in my plate, I'll give you a quick breakdown of what a dreamcatcher is. Originally, they were called asubikashin, or spiderweb charms, used by Native Americans to protect their babies. They would be hung above the infant's crib and catch any harm that may come near the child, as a spider web catches anything that touches it. They would make these charms using hoops made of willow branches with webs made of nettle sinew. A decorative spider web would also usually be added. Alright, my coloring part is done, but you can add more now or later as you choose. It's time to move on to the scissors part, so again, get permission, supervision, or just ask an adult to do this next part if you don't feel comfortable. Very carefully, I poke a hole near the rim, and then cut out the center of the plate. Now we will need scissors, tape, and either string, yarn, or ribbon. I'm using ribbon because that's all the dollar store had at the time. We'll be cutting the ribbon and then taping it to the back of the plate, trying to avoid going across the center of the plate for decorative purposes. Repeat the process, adding more spiderweb strands to your dreamcatcher, flipping it over every now and then to see how cool it looks. Now, modern dreamcatchers have become widely popular outside the Ojibwa and even Native American people, bringing attention to their culture, but also causing some problems. See, to the Native American people, these items always protect you, not just when you're sleeping. But thanks to outsiders spreading false information, most people now associate them only with catching bad dreams. While I am also guilty of spreading this false knowledge, now that I know the true history of the Asubikashin, I'll be sure to set the record straight from now on. Now that the spiderweb ribbons have been added, we need to add a hoop to the top so we can hang our project. Cutting a long piece, I fold it in half and tape the ends together against the back of my plate. Because I want this to hold my entire project, I add extra tape. Now, moving on to the bottom, I cut a few long pieces of ribbon to hang down. These aren't going to hold any weight, so I just use one long piece of tape to attach all three. You can add more artwork to your piece, maybe adding images of spiders protecting people, but for me, I have more work to do, so I'm just going to hang my Asubikashin for protection and keep on keeping on. Share your project to our Padlet for +5 bonus points. Link in the video description.